Hello, vinyl community. This is Mike from TCAT's Deep Vinyl Tracks, doing a video for some recent thrift store finds, some CDs and some vinyl. Um, Nothing really crazy out of the ordinary or anything this time around, just some interesting, good records and CDs to put into the collection. So all the CDs were $1.99. Have another Putumayo CD from that series. This is music from the Chocolate Lounge. These are songs from countries where chocolate originates. So you got stuff from the Congo, India, Brazil, Haiti, the Ivory Coast, Hawaii, Peru, Cuba, and as usual, comes with a very detailed, interesting booklet that comes with it, as it does with all these series. So another one of those. The Best of George Harrison. This one has selections from both when he was with the Beatles and also solo. I didn't have anything by George Harrison on CD, so I thought I would pick that up just to have it. Another CD from Lorena McKennett, and really growing to like her music. I don't know why I picked this up. Selections from, or songs from Dawson's Creek. I mean, there's some pretty decent artists on there, but it's kind of an interesting mix. Florence and the Machine, Ceremonials. Super Hits from the 60s, Volume 2. This had quite an interesting variety on it, which is why I like to pick it up. You got Buddy Holly on here, Tom Jones, the Yardbirds, the Archies, the Turtles, the Trogs, the Animals, the Shangri-Las, the Mamas and Papas, 20 songs in all. So, interesting collection. The Best of Van Halen. The CD case is cracked, so I'll replace that. But this has tracks from both the David Lee Roth years and the Sammy Hagar years. Not so much of a fan from the Sammy Hagar years, but again, I didn't have anything on CD by Van Halen, so I picked that up. Santana, Shaman. A lot of guests on this particular CD. And the Red Hot and Dance compilation. A lot of great artists on this. George Michael, Madonna, Seal, PM Dawn, Sly and the Family Stone, EMF. So, there's that. So, nothing really spectacular there, but just some nice things to have. As far as the vinyl goes, these were all $2.99, so we get Jay Giles' band Love Stinks. So, I've got this back in the collection. I love this album and the one that followed it, Freeze Frame. And and really good shape too. Clean, hardly been played. This is a good compilation to have. Sonny and Cher's Look at Us. Well, it's actually not a compilation, I don't think. I'm not sure. It's the mono edition. Look how nice this cover looks. I mean, yeah, it's a little faded with time, but still in pretty good shape. It's all intact. Roger Daltrey's Under a Raging Moon. Oh, there you go. And it's still got the original inner. Good clean record again. Hardly been played. $2.99. Don't have a lot of I don't know, a lot of artists that transferred over from the new age era, the new age of jazz. You know, I was into it at the time, but a lot of that just doesn't seem to transfer over so well. Paul Winter is one of those that I've always loved and I still love, and they consider him that new age style, but I find it more of a, I don't know, there's just more to the music for me for that. I found this very interesting record that I'd never seen before. It's called Wells Alive, Paul Winter and Paul Haley, narration by Leonard Nimoy, and voices of the Humpback Whale. Now, I've heard a couple of tracks that come off of this before without the Leonard Nimoy narration. So I thought this would be interesting, and again, this looks like it's never been played. There's some words on here from Paul Winter, Leonard Nimoy, and Roger Payne about this album. And just beautiful shape. So glad to have that one. One that I hadn't heard, and it's got Spock on it, so how could you go wrong? Here's an interesting one. Spanky and Our Gang, Like to Get to Know You. I thought this would be a fun one to pick up. Of course, everybody knows the song Like to Get to Know You. There's a version of Suzanne on here from Leonard Cohen. Stardust, a couple of other covers. Thought this would be a fun one to pick up. And well, it even has a 50-cent piece of tape that says 50 cents on it. And really good shape as far as the record goes. Really cool black Mercury label. Thought it would be a fun one to pick up. $2.99 again. Stevie Nicks, Belladonna. Covers in a little worn, but it's still very intact. And record needs a little cleaning, but it's in pretty good shape. Jean-Luc Ponty. This one is Upon the Wings of Music. Have a couple of his other albums. Just wonderful violinist. Plays the electric violin. He played for Frank Zappa and other artists. And good one to pick up there. Big fan of Tomita's and his electronic music. This is his greatest hits, one that I haven't had before. There's some tracks I already have on other albums, but a couple of others that I don't have. This was in such beautiful shape. I mean, look how nice this cover is. I just had to pick it up. And it's on an RCA Red Seal label. Again, very nice and clean. So, couldn't pass that up for $2.99. This one's a good one. Otis Redding's Live in Europe. Says it's on Volt Records. The interesting thing is, it says Stax on the label. Pretty good shape. It's, you know, aged, but it's still very intact. Haven't heard this yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be good. It's Otis Redding. Has to be good, right? Double whammy from Foreigner, Double Vision, and their first album. They're only two good albums in my opinion, especially the debut album. But both of them I got because, you know, $2.99. They bring back a lot of memories. So anyway, got those. I was excited about this one, Leon Russell's Will-O-the-Wisp. Become a big fan the last couple of years of Leon Russell. Haven't seen this one out there in the wild yet, so it was nice to pick this one up. This has the great track Lady Blue on it, but also just all around pretty good album on Shelter Records. So that's it. That's what I found this last week in the thrift stores. Haven't been in the thrift stores for a while due to some vehicular issues. A couple weeks ago we were driving in London, Ontario, and the car decided to just stop. Turned out that since we drive a Santa Fe, we learned that Santa Fe's have an issue with the motor seizing up, and that's exactly what happened. So we've been kind of without a car, so the fact that I found anything at all or was able to get to a thrift store says a lot. Fortunately, the dealer is going to pay for a rental, and they're also going to be replacing the engine. So since this is a well-known issue from that group of vehicle, that they are going to be taking care of that. It's just going to take some time to get it taken care of, but it's still been quite costly. We had to originally rent a car and take a taxi home from London back to Wallaceburg, which is where I live now, which turned out to be about a $200 taxi ride, so that wasn't much fun, plus towing, everything else, you know, it's been a costly endeavor. So anyway, that's what I've got this time around. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon.